Audio Jungle.
Hey everybody, welcome to Lifegasm. I'm your host JP, along with my co-host Elle. Say hello.
Hello.
Grab your favorite cocktail,
Or mocktail.
mocktail, whatever it is that you need to get going.
Cheers.
You might need one tonight.
Oh, it's several.
All right.
have to remember.
Welcome. Get us started. Tonight's
I might have to put my glasses on for this one.
put them on. What's the topic?
The
Ooh.
topic is what is the lifestyle in the swinging world? Bam.
What? Are they called the same? What is
Yeah.
the lifestyle in
Well,
the swinging world?
Yeah, well, it's called lifestyle.
So we're talking about
life-
swingers.
Yes, they call it the lifestyle.
The lifestyle.
The LS.
The LS.
Yeah.
Are you in the LS? Are you
No.
part of the LS?
No, but
Oh,
I
I'm
have-
saying, is that how you ask?
No, but I have,
are
I
you
have
into LS?
friends. I have
All right.
friends that are.
All right, so
Very interesting
swinging.
Topic. And this is part one. We're just going to educate our listeners on this topic. And then part two will be us actually bringing in a couple swingers and some guests in the next one.
Who are swingers who can.
Correct.
All right, so we're going to talk about what we think. Then they're going to come on and school us.
like kind of definitions
Right.
and things like that.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
And our opinions.
Okay.
All right.
So let's get started.
All right. What do you want to know? JP.
Uh,
JP, what do you want to know?
well, you know, I can get off track real easy on this. So let's just start. Swinging. What is it? I can tell you what everybody thinks it is.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, it's a couple sharing, having sex together
With other people.
with other people, with other
Right.
couples.
Exactly.
Right.
The actual definition is a sexual activity in which both singles and partners are in a committed relationship, sexually engaging with others for recreational purposes. It's the same thing, right? Good. You're on.
Well, now wait a minute.
You're on the money, baby.
So you're saying that the definition is a couple,
Mm-hmm.
but they're having sexual relations with other people
Couple or singles.
or singles,
Correct.
but just for the fun of it.
Correct.
But the actual couple is still committed to each other.
Correct.
They're just bringing in others together, or can they do it without their partner?
Either or. I
It's a
have
little
some
dicey.
friends that do both.
And they both do it, or just one does it?
What do you mean?
Well, if I have a partner
Yes.
and I like to swing,
Right.
but she doesn't,
Right.
that can't be good.
That can't be good.
I
but
can't imagine that would happen.
some people,
Are okay with that?
Yes, some are okay with that.
I can't even imagine. I can't. All right.
Why?
Because there's that would never exist in a world that I live in.
Exactly.
And then I don't
But
know that I would want
it-
that for if I didn't swing, I wouldn't want my girl out there swinging.
Right.
So I don't know how that's even possible.
Well, that's why we're going to bring on a guest. We need to really
All right.
dive deep
All right.
into the psychological aspect of it. But we're just going to educate tonight, like I said.
All right. So if I may
Mm-hmm.
ask a question,
Yes.
what is it that even drives someone to become a swinger?
Well, I don't know exactly, but I know there are some people that want to spice up their marriage. Maybe one partner can't have sex, and so the other partner is very sexually, aroused all the time, and they need to have sex. So they bring in someone to have sex,
Okay.
and it's just sex,
Right.
because maybe the couple loves each other dearly, but one can't.
Well,
physically
that
have
I
it.
can buy into.
Okay. However,
I could buy into all of it, but I could buy
with
into that
friends
for
of
sure.
Mine, they can both have sex and they both love sex and they just want to kind of spice things up. And they are in a loving relationship. but
Okay. I get that, but
Mm.
you pulled stats, right? Because here's
Yes.
my question.
Let's-
Me being a very, I have a healthy sex drive,
Mhm.
and I can understand that desire, but I don't. Everybody that I've talked to who has experimented
Mhm.
with whether it's another girl or another guy, I don't know that I've talked to anybody really or I don't know that I know anybody who's actually been a part of the lifestyle who's had other couples. It's typically, they've had another girl or another guy with
So they've
them.
had threesomes.
Exactly.
Not far off, honey.
No,
Not far off.
so in my experience, most of them said afterwards they would not do it again. That they didn't like it.
Right.
Well, because it created some jealousy and whatever.
Yes,
and
that's a big factor.
Well, not only that, it's what if you're with your partner and you bring in somebody else and you or the other person find out you have more fun with that other person.
Oh.
You're opening the door for problems if you're not.
Pandora's box.
Absolutely. And I think it's a dangerous road if you're not absolutely 100%,
110%
confident and comfortable and open about your relationship.
and honest.
Right.
I totally agree with you on that.
But you have stats because I think I heard you
do.
talking about them
I
and
have
I
to put on my
thought,
glasses,
oh,
unfortunately.
shit.
So, the swinging community, 1.1% of the sexually active U.S. population are swingers. It doesn't
Very low.
But you'd be surprised how many.
I
I don't know. Maybe it's the area we're in. We meet I meet so many. It's weird.
Oh, yeah, I
Maybe
believe
because
that.
I'm a single girl and couples search me out when I'm out. It's kind of weird because I've been propositioned so many times. It's ridiculous.
I've never been propositioned.
Really? But
All
sometimes
right.
They're very subtle about it, but I'm very in tune with it. So you might have been drunk at a bar and they actually were vetting you and you didn't
Right.
know it because it happens to me all the time.
Okay.
All the time. Okay. 2.5% of the U.S. population have tried swinging at least once. 44% of people who try swinging continue to do it and become active swingers. That's big. 44% of those people.
Yeah, but you're talking 40.
That's almost
well,
half.
up
that try it.
2%.
But that try it.
Yeah, no, that's interesting.
Okay, that's
All
very
right.
interesting.
Yeah,
right?
all right.
2.4 million people are active swingers and 8.3 million have tried swinging at one point. Is that in the U.S. or the world? I think that's in the U.S. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Lily Lightning, our producer.
I bet swinging is more popular in other
Europe?
parts of the world.
Yeah. Well, they're
Because
more
here's
sexually open.
exactly, it's more taboo here than it
Yes,
is there.
Correct. So, how many could be interested in swinging? When you look at the remaining 97.5% who haven't, 31% would be interested in trying swinging if their partner asked for it. That's a good stat.
I believe that.
I do too.
But it's funny because we were talking about threesomes. You're right. Threesomes is not far off. It's essentially the same thing.
Right.
But it's not called that.
Right.
But God, how many people have, exactly, but how many people
But then
have done that?
how often do you do it?
What do you mean?
Like if you try it and you like it, how often do you do it? You're in the lifestyle after you do that. More than once you're in
Yeah, so I think
really
there's
are.
more than there aren't.
Right. Exactly.
I think it's just not a well. When you say lifestyle, that means that's this is how I take it. That's your lifestyle. So
Correct.
that you seek it out. That's what you guys do.
Correct.
A lot of times threesomes are just on a whim.
Yes.
It's whatever. It's not your lifestyle.
Right.
It's just, we were drunk, we were
Right,
out, or
right.
whatever. So I don't. All right. So I think that might be a difference. But
That's a different. Yes.
so I think the swinging, from what I've read, came about or became more popular
Yes.
in the 60s with
Yes.
the sexual revolution because
Absolutely.
it became more free.
Right. And
It
they
was
had
the
like
free love.
orgies and peace
Right.
love and all that.
And then people take it back to where it originally started, which was ancient Greece. If you go back in the day,
Yeah.
that was normal.
Right.
So, people say, this and that, but things like this have been around forever.
Mm-hmm.
We have taken sexuality and said, no, you need to be with one person. I was actually talking to somebody the other day who said, I don't believe that people are meant to be with one person. They're just not meant to be.
Yes. And we've had this conversation.
Have
Yes.
we? Probably.
Yeah.
So it's,
Do you think you were meant to be with one person?
I think there's
Yes or no?
The right person, yes.
Okay. Well, that's the question. The right person.
Well, yeah, because when you find the right person that meets your needs and you guys have that connection and you understand each other, it really can be an amazing thing.
Now, what if every aspect of a relationship, love, whatever, is met except, let's say, the guy can't get it up, or the woman's going through menopause, or she is not? Then what do you do?
I think it depends on how long you've been together.
That sex piece is missing.
Right. I think that depends on how long you've been together. If you've been together for 30 years or more, and you've had a great sex life, and you've spent your life together, and then you're going through that because of maybe just age, then you work together through it.
Okay.
And then I think if you wanted to bring somebody in and you both were comfortable with that, by all means, go for it.
Right.
But if it's, if you just start dating and it's great in the beginning and then it fizzles out right away, then that's not going to work.
Right.
You got nothing to work with.
Right. Okay. Marriage and swinging then. Let's go into that. 1.6 of married couples are active swingers. It's low, but I mean, I can't believe it's that low, but I guess based on the millions of people, but because I meet them all the time.
Yeah, but I meet
them all the time.
I think these numbers could be skewed because it still is considered a taboo, and people aren't going to admit it.
People are discreet,
right?
And
they're going to be
very
closet,
discreet,
exactly.
So they're not. Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know that I buy in.
I don't
think
buy
it's
that. I
more
think it's
than
much more,
right?
And we need to actually do a little survey.
Ask people.
Before.
So when we do our lunch party, we'll ask people how many of you
before we bring the swingers on. Maybe okay. So anyway,
well, I imagine if you're in the lifestyle. So that gets back to my question of how do you get into it? And you brought up some points of, maybe one person can't have sex.
Right.
So, that's one thing, but let's put that aside and say that both people are very capable and
very sexual.
Right.
They want to spice it up.
And so from what I've read, little that it may be, is if you're very sexual, which people are. They have a very crazy sexual appetite. Mm-hmm. Healthy, but it's just what it is.
Right.
And so it's not really so much the sex, it's you're discovering and learning and enjoying the act or the other people or the...
Yeah. I'm not talking to you, sorry. Right. It's the act. What do you mean by the act?
Some people say, people swing because it's just they're in love with sex. They're sex addicts.
Oh, they're sex addicts.
But that's not the case.
That's another.
They're just sexual people.
Right.
And they like to explore and do things.
Right.
So I think that the perception is off from people who don't understand it or certainly aren't a part of it.
Right.
They just look at it as, oh, you guys are just out fucking everybody.
Right.
And the case is you're really not.
Sex addicts. Right.
You're not.
Right,
That's not what it's about.
Right.
It's a true sexuality
Absolutely.
that people have and want to explore. And I think and I'd be curious to ask the people that come on, I bet they meet some of their best friends.
Right. Yeah, that happens. Like you hear, you see movies and you hear things about neighbors getting together with neighbors and neighborhoods kind of having a whole sexual orgy kind of thing on the weekends and, those Lifetime movies and stuff. Yeah.
No.
Come on.
No.
You don't watch Lifetime?
I don't.
Oh, God. It's on.
But that goes against what I just said.
I know. But I'm saying, but that's the other side of the coin.
Okay. Well, sure.
Okay. So, the stat about...
I think you're thrown off here by something.
I was totally... I don't know.
All right, let's talk about the psychology of it.
All right, no. Being married increases, supposedly, the chance of being a swinger by 32% compared to other relationships types like dating, unmarried partners, friends with benefits.
I believe that.
Wow, I didn't know that. Interesting. Married couples are the most active swingers.
I believe that.
Swinging 2.3 times a month compared to types who participate in swinging that are not in a married relationship, 1.7. Interesting. Okay. The swinging industry is worth an estimated $9.5 billion a year.
What the fuck is
What?
the industry?
Well, you have websites, you have parties, you have sex clubs, you have paraphernalia,
So I did read.
you have toys,
Somebody went to a swinging party
you have podcasts, you have talk shows. Yeah.
and they were shocked
Ooh,
at how organized the
Okay.
party was,
okay.
because they were expecting to just go to a fuck party, and that was not the
That's
case.
not the case.
And they left there with a whole new
perspective.
perspective of swinging. And it's not somebody I talked to. I actually read that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Gotta be careful what I say. People are gonna
friends
think
of
I talked to
mine,
them.
friends of mine who go to sex parties, I'm glad you brought that up. They have given me the 411 on the parties, that some of them they're very organized. They're like going to a cookout or a party at someone's house, and you go.
Those aren't organized. They're just
No,
come and hang out.
No. They're organized. They go on these websites and they find these parties and they sign up for them. Sometimes there's a fee, a small fee, and sometimes it's like bring your own booze kind of thing. Or some places have a full on like bar and food and all that stuff. Maybe a DJ, whatever. It's in
Right.
a
All right.
nice
So
house, it's in a
so that's how it's
hotel.
organized.
So that's how it's organized. And then they go but every party's different. Whereas some are more just couples. Some are couples and unicorns and stags, which we'll get.
Let's just.
Oh.
I don't know what a unicorn or
Okay.
stag is.
So a definition of a unicorn for our listeners is a woman, a single, possibly bisexual woman who's willing to join a sexual activity with couples.
All right. So she's
Well,
a
they
single
can-
woman and a stag's a single guy who goes and they're willing to partake with a couple.
Correct,
All right.
correct,
So let me interrupt you real quick.
Yes.
When we talk about swinging,
Yes.
you think of it from a female perspective. I think of it from a male perspective.
Correct.
I can tell you,
Yes.
if I were to ever partake in something like that,
Yeah.
I would not be partaking with, if it were two couples, with the other gentleman.
Oh.
And so
Well, what
I
happens-
wonder
Okay, what if you do a threesome with another male?
that
I mean, you're not gay. You're not gay, obviously, but if you partake in a threesome with just one woman and another guy, some guys have a problem with that. But
I don't
some,
know that I would do
But
that.
some don't, because if the other guy is straight and he's not bi, you're not bi curious, and they're not. So you keep it like you don't
Yeah, I get that.
touch each other.
There was
Sometimes swords may cross.
I get that. Right. And that's
Right.
fine. It's not
But you have to be okay with that in a threesome. And I know many men who are. They don't give a fuck.
right. And that's right. And I guess that's the question I'm getting to is, it depends.
Would that bother you if your swords crossed?
Absolutely. I think if my swords
Really?
cross, my sword might fall down.
That's on my brain.
But that's not what I'm into. And
Okay,
so
so-
I don't know that
So
I
you'd rather do two women, is what you're telling me.
well, of course, of course. And I know that the girl, that I might date a girl who says, well, that's not fair. If we're going to do two women, then I want to do two guys.
Exactly.
And so that's why you have to think these things through and say, do I want to go down this road? Because what's fair is fair.
Well, you're talking about just one-time deals. You're not talking about lifestyle.
Well, but
But it
it gets
could
back to
turn into
but it gets
if
back
you
to my
liked
point. So if we're
It
talking,
could turn into it if you liked it.
it could.
Okay.
But so I'm assuming if you're in the lifestyle
Yes.
that everybody's on everybody, or is that wrong to assume?
No, because my friends, they have told me that, if you go to a party or whatever, or you're on a website, okay. So like if you go to
Well,
a
no. Let's
party-
talk just two couples
Okay.
that are both in the lifestyle.
Okay.
They get together.
Yes.
I'm assuming.
They switch.
Oh, They just switch partners.
Yeah. However, there's more to it because sometimes the women are
Right.
into, might be bi-curious or bisexual.
Well, and I guess if the guys are, then good for them. They can do the same thing.
Right.
And that's how you're going to find those couples.
Right. But normally, like straight guys, they would love, I'm sure, that their wife was bi-curious or bisexual because, guys love that. So they would like to watch that, That would kind of enhance it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think I think sometimes that can be an overrated fantasy, but I think it depends.
Really?
Well,
that's your opinion, because I've never heard that from a guy.
Well, because I think it's typical for every guy to say that. It's like the standard thing to say. I think it's fun.
Shut
it's
up.
Great.
I love that fucking shit. Stop it. Shut the fuck up. Who the fuck are you? Are you trying to be like Polly Purebred right now?
I'm just being honest.
Christian boy, shut up.
If you want my honest,
lying.
all right.
You are lying like a rug.
I am telling you, if you want my honest opinion, I would much rather be with my girl, just the two of us, exploring each other.
Oh, God.
That's what I'd rather.
Okay. Yeah, right. You are such a liar. Yeah.
All right. So, and I'll tell you why that's true. And you will know that it's true because I do not have the mental capacity
to deal with it.
So it would not work in my head. I've got way too many problems. I got to keep things clean and simple.
Well, you are the minority.
That's fine.
Okay. So,
but that gets back to my psychology because you have to be in a certain mental state to do that. Because if you're not, then you're fucked. You just can't do it.
Right.
Because what if and I'll give you an example. If I'm doing that and my girl is with this guy and I see her doing stuff and enjoying things more than she does with me,
that's where the jealousy comes in.
Then I'm out.
That's where the jealousy comes in.
It's like I'm getting dressed and I'm leaving and I'm saying, call me tomorrow.
Oh, geez.
Because I couldn't handle it.
Don't call me.
Right, or don't.
Don't
It's
fucking
been fun.
call me, you bitch.
Have fun, you fuckers.
I am cheating, jealous.
No, but that's what I'm saying. And I know myself, I couldn't do that unless because the wrong thing can set me off. And I don't know that I want to be.
Obvi.
All right. I'm just trying to get some dialogue going here.
Oh my God. So old school, but I
think
fucking lying.
But yet there's another side.
So, all right, what else? What else are we interested in? What else do we have to educate our viewers on? Because I think, did we go over all the definitions?
Well, so when I go to a certain bar, there is a couple there that are known swingers.
Ooh. Oh, yes. Yes. I know who you're talking about.
And I can tell you.
I've met them.
Right.
Right.
Well, no, I've never met them. Have we met them?
Yes.
We have?
Yes, I talked to them.
All right. I would look at them and there's just no way that I would ever go right. And that's fine. It's just there's no attraction.
So why are you bringing it up?
Because my question is, they're at the bar all the time.
Yeah.
I wonder, are they looking for other couples?
Of course they are.
Really?
Yes.
And then how does that come
they're
about?
fishing, baby.
So how do you fish? That's my question.
They want to reel it in,
So
baby.
how do you fish? They just find another couple?
They go out, yes.
What if I'm a single person and I say, hey.
I think it's like a vibe thing. Like they know. Just like when I go out and there's certain places, I'm not going to say where it is, but it's an island here that they I just know when I meet these couples, I know what they're after. They ask questions and they're really nice and they buy me drinks and I'm like, wow, they were like really overly nice. At first I didn't realize that. Just thought they were being really nice. But I'm like, no, there's way too many people that are being overly nice to me. A single girl in a bar and they're a couple. And can we have your number? Or we'd love to meet you out. And I'm like, why are they after me?
Well, it's
because
definitely more common to pick up a girl than a guy.
Couples don't buy people drinks.
That's what I'm saying.
Unless, you know what I mean?
It's more popular for a couple to pick up a girl.
Yes.
And it is like if I go to a bar,
But that's what I'm saying.
I'm not getting solicited or picked up by a couple.
Why not?
That's what I'm wondering myself. So,
but you probably have been in the situation.
Well, maybe
with JP. You probably had too many drinks and you didn't know what was going on
paying more attention.
because you were not listening. You were not paying attention.
Well, because you know why that shit goes right over my head.
Right over.
And they're like, we just basically asked him to come home.
Right over your bald head. Christ, you need to be more aware.
I know. What else have I missed out on?
I'm telling you. Well, didn't you have an encounter?
Nope. Okay, so our time is running out.
No, let's talk about the pineapples. You remember you?
Yeah, but did we debunk that?
No, because that is a true thing. The pineapple is a symbol of the lifestyle. However, that's in the.
You're talking an upside down pineapple.
Yeah, or pineapples in general are the sign of swingers. A swinger lifestyle. However,
my mom has a pineapple at her front door.
That's what I was going to say. My mother used pineapples for ages.
They're not hanging out together, are they?
It was like the welcome sign. Well, now it's like a lifestyle swinger sign. And it's hilarious when you see old people that have no clue because, that's what it means. So, like put that away. Like get rid of that. But if you ever see an upside down pineapple in the grocery store in a cart, that means they're swingers.
No. You're going to get me arrested.
Shut up.
Because I'm going to go up and be like, hey.
Shut up. It's fucking true. If you see an upside down pineapple. I'm going to put an upside down pineapple in my cart. Why would people put an upside down pineapple in their cart? They're looking for something. It is a true sign. It is. Right. And I've seen it in Publix.
Then I'm going to do a test.
I've seen it. And the person has like winked at me.
You and I wish I could live in your world.
God. Well, let's go to Publix and I will show you. There's a certain one that there's a lot of them.
All right.
I swear to God. Okay. So did we cover everything?
I think we covered more than enough.
Polyamory? Well, we kind of covered that. It's, when the 30 parties introduced and blah, 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 blah. And that's like the sister. Well, that's more than sister.
Well,
it doesn't even have to be sister wives. It can be just one person. It doesn't have to be 3, 4, 5 wives or.
Yeah, I'd be curious to talk to somebody who's actually in the lifestyle, who's been in it for a while. Some swingers
do have one person. Let's say it's a female or male. It's usually a female, but that they date and they might even take in and live with and they live that lifestyle of polyamory, which is another. It's the same thing. I mean, it's under the umbrella of lifestyle.
All right. Okay, so you're telling me we're going to have somebody on.
We're going to wrap it up in part 2, which might not be next week.
I'm out of town next week.
All right. So in a few weeks, we're going to have hopefully a great swinger couple. And we're also going to have a former unicorn who is now in a couple. And she's also a life coach and very experienced in the lifestyle. She's been in it for, 30 years or so. So that'll be really interesting because we can get the whole psychological aspect of it and the whole, from.
Yes, and I would love that. So let's make it happen.
We're going to make it happen, baby.
All right. What's the quote of the day?
The quote of the day, this was hard because, what are we going to say? Upside down pineapples are a thing? I don't know. But anyway, a quote of the day is, it's not cheating if my husband watches.
So many problems.
Oh, so many problems. So much good shit.
All right, where can you find us?
You can find us on Apple, Spotify, any of your favorite podcasts. You can find us on Instagram at lifegasm_podcast. And on Facebook, we have a new Facebook, Lifegasm Podcast. I keep saying lifestyle. Lifegasm Podcast. And we will be on YouTube soon and TikTok. So look for us. We need you to download, like, and follow. That's all we ask.
That's
it. So you can keep us here forever.
All right. Well, if you stayed this long, thanks for listening. Catch us next week.
Thank you.